Welcome back to Women's Wealth, The Middle Way, the show that answers your questions about work, money, and family. My name is Susan McGlory Michael, and I am the CEO and founder of Glen Eagle, a wealth management firm in New Jersey. Our guest today is Natasha Deanna. Natasha is a therapist, a Mom's Choice Award-winning author, a mother of three, and a founder of lifestyle blog, Twin Delicious. Welcome, Natasha. I was really looking forward to our talk today.
Hi, Susan. I'm so excited to be here. I am excited to talk with you today.
Well, I'd love to begin, and just for our listeners, it's always nice when you have a guest on that they understand that person's background. And so, Natasha, if you would take us kind of through your family background, your work, and how you balance it all. Just a little bit about you and the person from the past that got you to who you are today.
Great question. Okay, so I am, as you said, mom of three. I'll work backwards a little bit. And I am married to my husband, who we've been together for over 20 years. We were in high school together, so. But we
I met my husband at 18, so I can relate to that.
I love it. Yeah, it's good. It's fun going through life together. We have multicultural backgrounds. He's Italian-American. I am Afro-Spanish-American. And we live in New York City, so that is a great thing. But we also love to travel, and we love the beach. So we're currently in Palm Beach for a couple of weeks now, and I think more than ever it was a fun adventure having the option of remote school, if you look at it that way, from that perspective. So we've been lucky enough to enjoy that now. We love to share the multicultural life with our children. My professional background is in ABA therapy. I loved working with families and children on the spectrum. It's just something that I enjoyed so much. And I think that my life kind of circles around children. It's the best thing ever. And with that, once I started to think about what I was going to do once I had my girls, my twins, which are now 10, I felt like I wanted to share something that wasn't available in stores when it came to literature and reading books, because children learn so much with stories and children's books, and I wanted them to see a story about themselves, a story about twins, and that's why I created Twin Delicious & Co. The first book was Any Two Can Be Twin Delicious, and basically with all stories that I create from then on are encouragement, empowerment, and sharing individuality, embracing how children can be their own superheroes and how it's great to share their own superpowers. And that's kind of where it is now, besides the fact, let me not forget this.
When you're talking about that, I often think on our journey through life, it's like you didn't know you were going to have twins, and then you have twins, and you start to realize there's a need. And I think for so many of us as women, just through the journeying of life, we see holes and loopholes, and we realize, how can I change that? But I think the key is, opening our eyes so that we see it. I often look at myself and say, how many of those aha moments did I miss in my life? And your newest book, I know, is called I Am That Kid, focuses on empowering children. And so many of us as parents and grandparents and even aunts and uncles that don't have children, we all have an impact on children. Can you give us a little bit? I know that you've decided, okay, I have this, I see a need, I don't see a book or even any type of information that really helps me as a mom. I want to give back and share. Maybe that would help others. But can you talk to us as parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles and extended family on how we can empower our own children?
So with I Am That Kid, I felt that there are great books out there that encourage children to be brave and to do things that they want to do. But I felt there was a missing universal loophole. So the first thing that I thought about was I want children to look at the cover and say, I can fit as that character. So we did a black and white with splashes of color. And as a gift set, we have a special cape that comes with the book. And I always love to bring the stories to life. So I think even as a parent or guardian, caregiver who is reading the story with the child can experience it with them when you interact with the cape and when there's coloring pages in the back where the child can actually add in their favorite things, which make them special. It can be a funny situation that happened, like a spill, or, the child broke something, but they were able to navigate it in a better way to make them feel as if, yeah, mistakes happen, but what are your superpowers to not make you feel bad about this and how we can make it better? And once again, working with children on, the spectrum and having special needs or typical children is just, there's always something. And even us as adults, we once had those moments where we were fearless and we did all the things that we thought were our special gifts without feeling bad about it. So it was a story that I felt needed to be told in the simplest way, but it's more of an interactive, bringing the children into the book or making them feel as if they can be that superhero. Like, I am that kid that can do all of these things. And yeah, hiccups may happen, but I'm still confident.
And also I'm hearing from you, here you are a mom, you have twins, but you also have the background of therapist. And, it's funny because I often smile. I was actually a teacher. And people often say, well, how can you be in the world of finance and you started as a teacher? And I always say, once a teacher, always a teacher.
Always.
Always. And I think that when I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, you're a Mom's Choice Award winning author. But part of that, I think the gift, you probably took that therapist background, but then the real gift was the heart and soul of having that real issue of, I need to solve this. I need to make something better. And that came from the mom aspect of you. Congrats to you. I read it and I really enjoyed it. I just thought this is something that if I was a mom going through this right now, but even now as a grandmom, you don't know down the road what life has in store and how we can take this as a gift. On our podcast, we always close the podcast, always, with every single guest that comes on with an advice tip of what advice you would give to us as moms, maybe grandmoms, maybe even just, that aunt or uncle that wants to help that tired mom and dad that are trying to raise children and really create beautiful, interactive family environment. But they also want, 2020, I think, is a year of change for many, right? And so now we're going out to 2021 and on. And years and years from now, we'll look back, and there's so many moms that had that aha moment of, I want my career, but I know I also want to be a part of my children's lives. So as women, what advice would you give women who are trying to successfully enjoy raising their family and still having a successful career?
I think that's such a great question. So, Susan, I say that being understanding of everything around you, understanding yourself, understanding what you want before and post having children, or extending your family, or you said as an aunt and uncle, grandma's perspective, just being understanding of where you were and where you are now and all the people that you want in your life. You have to be understanding of their situations. And I think that balance matters. So just taking into consideration that everybody has different lives and that they are here for different purposes helps us get through, I guess, communication, and whether it's with work or businesses. I authentically think that it is being understanding. That is the number one key, because when you're understanding everything that's going around you, you're able to balance better. You're able to organize. You're able to understand that your life before children can still be the same in some ways with a little pivot, as long as you continue to understand that these children are now in your life rather than you adapting to having children, because they're just little humans that want to be taught how to live the right way and also be happy. And we all want to be happy. Sometimes hiccups happen, right, in business or with the kids and you're not having the best day, but that's when you give yourself time to check out. You rebalance. I love writing everything down that I have to do. I love being organized in that way. I love reaching out to a friend that's in the industry just to talk about work, to pep me up a little bit, to stay creative, and then tackle it again, right?
We sure do. My children, I had 4 children, and they used to say, they would tease, and I would laugh because they would say, if Mom doesn't write it down, it didn't happen. And one time my youngest one said, Mom, stop. Really look at me and listen. And I thought, uh-oh. So I do think you are so right. You are so right. So I just want to thank you so much for joining us today. We really enjoyed having you, and best of luck with your book. And we can't wait till the next one comes out. And I hope that people kind of jump onto your blog, Twin Delicious. I think I love the name. And congratulations on all you're doing. And we will definitely want to keep following you because I think you have a lot more to give back.
Thank you, Susan. It's been a pleasure. I love being on here today with you.
Thanks for tuning into today's episode of Women's Wealth, The Middle Way. Make sure to subscribe to us and leave a review on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, or your favorite podcast app. Join us for new episodes every other Wednesday. See you in 2 weeks.